The biggest lock we have was considered the world's strongest padlock, 24 tons. The weight of the physical lock is 4.2 kilograms. We've installed about 350,000 locks on ATMs in the region. Basically, anything related to security, we can provide. We have supplied to some of the government top 3 banks in town. Getting the solutions before they need them is one of the biggest challenges. We do work with third-party ethical hackers, and we give them the products and say, try to defeat it. That's how we gain our confidence and gain our trust of our customers. We're very selective on the products that we provide, that we promote, and we focus only on high quality, high security type stuff. If I'm going to put my name on it, it's got to be good.
Welcome to the Tiger Podcast, where we bring you conversations with the people shaping industries across Asia and beyond. Today, we're excited to feature Scott Stuffelbeam from Asia Cash Management Systems, or ACMS. As a leader in safety and security, ACMS is at the forefront of innovation, offering cutting-edge solutions like digital locks, high-speed cameras, and even specialized panic rooms. Join us as Scott shares how ACMS is redefining security standards, tackling challenges across industries, and preparing for the future of safety technology. Stay tuned for a conversation you won't want to miss. Scott, would you mind to do a quick introduction of yourself and your story with this company?
Yeah, sure. ACMS is a company we started in 2014 to bring high quality, high security products into the Thailand and the APAC markets, and to provide the support that's required from that. Myself, American, been living in Thailand for more than 18 years.
Wow.
And in Asia for almost 23 years now.
Yeah, so thinking of staying, huh?
Yeah, I think I might.
Lovely.
So, yeah, so too far gone to go back now. So ACMS covers all of Asia Pac, from India to the west, Guam and Japan to the east, China to the north, and New Zealand, Australia to the south. And every country in between.
You get around then, huh?
Yeah. So we do a lot. We do a lot of traveling. Currently, around 80% of our business is outside of Thailand. We're refocused our efforts to focus more on the local Thai market, to develop it further and bring more relevant products into the market, such as industrial safety, child safety, bicycle helmets for the children, and all kinds of other neat stuff.
Safety top to bottom then, huh? Like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's a very competitive market, right? There's a lot of other companies operating in this sort of sector. What separates you guys from the competitors?
I'd say number one, quality. Quality and after sales service and delivery. All of our brands are high quality brands, imported from various countries. We have Avis, it's from Germany, Squire from the UK, SecureRAM from the US, and various other products from other regions around the world. So we're very selective on the products that we provide, that we promote. We consider ourselves to be a niche distributor, and we focus only on high quality, high security type stuff.
Well, it's kind of like you have your reputation on the line as well, right? So these brands that you represent are a representation of your curation.
Absolutely. I've been in the security industry since I was 18.
Been a while.
And I've been in Asia, like I said, for more than 22 years in the security industry, working throughout the region. So a lot of it is, reputation, and and one of the reasons I'm very selective is for that point exactly. If I'm going to put my name on it, it's got to be good.
Top of the line. You got to have it. Well, this is an area, right? Security, safety. These are areas where technology is becoming it's moving so fast and moving so quickly. How do you keep up with the pace of things changing? Like, are you shifting new products every single year? Are you incorporating new technologies in what you're supplying?
Yeah, we're always looking to innovate in various ways, and we try to stay ahead of the curve. We try to anticipate what the future needs are going to be, what's happening in the local environments from a security standpoint, and try to predict and try to figure out how to solve the security issue, and at the same time make it efficient. And operational oversight is another important area that we look at.
Yeah.
So one of the things we've done is we've developed smart padlocks, for example, for utility companies that can be used with the software and a mobile app.
Yeah.
And remotely.
Should we bring some of those over so we can take a look real quick? Hold on, Tom. Would you mind to grab which box is this?
This first one.
The silver box closest to us, guys.
Small one.
Yep.
So basically, what we've done is the problem with traditional padlocks and the utility companies have is if their staff go out to do a service, there's no guarantee and there's no confirmation that they actually locked the padlock back. For electric companies and other, water companies, that could be a life or death situation.
Right.
So what we've done is we've incorporated electronics into heavy-duty security padlocks that are operated through an electronic key. So from an efficiency standpoint, now instead of the utility staff carrying literally hundreds of keys, they only have to carry one. And they operate the lock using the key. All of the audit trail for opening and closing of the lock is live streamed back to the customer server, so they can see in real time the lock status of every lock in their system.
I mean, to me, this is like an incredible feat in use of technology for something. It's very practical, right? Like, all right, it's a big safety concern whether or not these locks are, can be tampered with, or whether or not there's user error, right? Like somebody's forgot
to lock it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's easily monitored from a distance, and then you can also figure out, follow the paper trail, so to speak. I guess there's no paper involved, but
yeah. And so we've taken the paper out. We've taken made it more efficient. So we have different sizes of locks. Even this has a door cylinder. So if you have like a computer data room or a server room that you need to secure, you can, do same technology, same system using this. Half cylinders for cabinets and so on. So it's really cool system. And like I said, not only improving the security of it, it improves the efficiency of the operation.
Right.
So, all of the time that the customers spend checking in and out keys, physical keys, and inventorying keys, and if somebody loses a key, that lock has to be replaced.
Right.
With this, if you lose this key, you just delete it from your system. If somebody finds it, it can never be used.
It's a paperweight now.
And you just buy a new one, or initialize a new one into your system, and you're good to go.
That's a completely different way. I had never even considered these as options, so it's really cool. Plus, not to mention, can I ask you exactly how much does this thing weigh?
That's probably just under a kilo.
That's crazy. Heavy duty locks, that's for sure. So they get the job done.
The biggest lock we have, and we can show it's on display over here. I can show it to you later. Squire from the UK has the biggest, what's considered the world's strongest padlock. It's 24 tons, tensile strength, and the weight of the physical lock is 4.2 kilograms.
Okay, my God. All right, so that's a big boy there, that's for sure. Definitely keeping things secure.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the only sort of cutting edge technology kind of products that you're working with here. What about you have like high speed cameras? Tell me more about the digital. Well, these are the digital lock systems, but the high speed cameras. These are who uses them? Who needs them? What are the applications?
Well, it's various applications. We have camera systems that CCTV systems that do license plate recognition for car parking can be commercial, or it can be a residential condo unit, or residential housing units. With the automatic gates, the car park control gates. The good thing about the license plate recognition cameras is you don't have to have a fob or any device inside your car. That has a battery, and you have to worry about it running out, and sometimes you pull up and the gate doesn't open, causes a jam. You pull up, the camera recognizes your number plate, and the gate opens. And you go. Yeah. It's pretty simple, and it keeps a record of who goes in and out when. So all of the manual paperwork for the guards, writing down who's coming in, who's what time they're out. So everything's automated. Just
automatically logged. Interesting. Yeah.
We have another complete line of cameras that are geared for traffic.
Okay.
Traffic cameras. It's not a popular thing for most civilians, for most people, because obviously the user of that are the police and highway department police. They can measure speed up to 250 kilometers an hour.
A little past the limit, I think. Yeah.
And very clear pictures of the car front and back. The cameras also have AI technology built in, so they can identify if someone's driving the wrong way. And alert the police. You can also, if someone steals a car today, the police send out a license plate number to every patrol unit in the country, and they're looking for this number.
Like an automatic APB.
They could drive by it and never notice it.
Right.
With the camera system, you can enter the car number into the camera, and the camera will alert them as soon as the camera sees it and tell them where that car's at.
Yeah, well, then that's a brave new world of enforcement. That's for sure. Very interesting. Have these technologies been used in other parts of the world, other places that you've worked around? Yeah,
they have. Mostly in China, and it's moving into Hong Kong as well. With slowly trying to get it here. Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Well, that's one of the things I feel like they need all the help they can get sometimes. I do the news all the time, and I feel there's plenty of good stories about the police actually being able to find and catch and apprehend the bad guy. Plenty of stories where they don't. So
it definitely helps, and it also brings more transparency to them, and it benefits them in that way.
Yeah. So, still on the subject of these high-speed cameras, how are these beneficial for, let's say, high-risk areas? Like, are banks using these, or is it something that they would require?
Yeah, banks to a certain extent, they would. The banks, not really the high-speed cameras, but the high-resolution cameras. The 8 megapixel
face, right?
8 megapixel and higher cameras.
Okay.
And we do have facial recognition cameras as well. So if someone's been trespassed from the property or banned from entering the property, you can put their image in your system. If they come on, it will alert your security team that this person's here.
Get this guy out of here.
Person or a car.
Yeah, very interesting. So it seems like there's many applications, and anybody who's got to deal with security in any kind of way seems like they stand to benefit.
Yeah, and it's virtually unlimited. The potentials potential for these products are virtually unlimited. One of the benefits of working with us is we have a very close relationship with the factories and the manufacturers of these products. So we're able to do customization. So if the product doesn't do what the customer wants it to, we can make it. We can customize it and provide customized solutions.
Tweak it, have it your way, as the Burger King would say. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
That's nice, customizable. So tailor-made, bespoke services. Let's call it. There we go. Well, that's not all right. There's another interesting service that you guys offer that I want to pick your brain about a little bit over here. Panic rooms.
Yep. Panic rooms are
more about that. Yeah.
Are an old idea, but they're gaining more and more, popularity, more and more public knowledge, and they've been around for decades. But it's something that people never really talked about because only the ultra rich, could afford it. We're trying to change that. They're still quite expensive, but the uses and the designs of them have come so far. It's amazing. Panic rooms are basically, to put it in layman's terms, it's kind of like a bank vault,
Right.
that you put in your house, but you customize it and make it into a living space. And they can be from a low-level security all the way up to panic rooms that can survive a nuclear attack.
Whoa.
And protect against radiation and have their own air and water filtration systems, everything. So it can, you can go from, like I said, everything's customized. So you can go from, average guy on the street to,
Yeah, the billionaire doomsday prepper. Yeah.
So they're quite amazing. I can show you some pictures of some of the rooms we've built.
We'll snag some of those off of you and slip those on into the podcast for sure. It's such a fascinating concept to me.
They're really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, it's something like, obviously we come from America, right? So in America, I feel like there's an ever looming threat, in sort of the back of the mind. So this could definitely bring a little bit of a peace of mind. Fortunately, I feel Thailand is a little bit on the safer side, but
True.
In any case, who knows? Whatever kind of industry you're in, there might be some.
You never know what the future holds.
Indeed, and that's selling safety and peace of mind, my friend.
One of the driving forces for us bringing this, these kinds of applications to Thailand, unfortunately, is the recent increase in what's in the industry we call tiger kidnappings.
Oh, yeah.
Where people will kidnap a person, demand a ransom,
right,
and stuff like that. So this protects the families from that. It gives them a space. If someone comes into your house, they can go into the panic room and they're safe.
Yeah, I mean, no, there's certainly that has been popping up on the news feeds every once in a while.
It's unfortunate, and so we try to find a solution for that. And another way of how we try to stay ahead of and up to date with what the market requires.
Right. Oh, well, I'm very fascinated by the whole concept. That's for sure. Hopefully, I won't be needing those services, but
we hope we never do.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. That's the idea. But very, very interesting stuff. Well, you have done a lot of work with banks in the past, right? So what is ACMS's involvement with sort of ATMs, I guess, and cash deposit machines?
We provide safe locks for a wide variety of safes, including ATMs, and that's a big part of our portfolio and our business. Is we have one-time code locks that are put on the ATMs that control the access of who's allowed to open it, when they're allowed to open it, how long they're allowed to open it for, and it also monitors and live streams all of the audit trail back to the headquarters to be to provide operational oversight of the operations and a higher level of security.
Right, make sure nobody's doing anything fishy.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So, and they can set time limits on how long the ATM door can be open, and they get alerts and so on and so forth. That's a big part of our business. We've installed about 350,000 locks on ATMs in the region.
Whoa, no small number.
So it's a big business, and we do a lot. We also have locks for houses, pawn shops, gold shops, jewelry shops.
Anybody keeping valuables on hand, I guess.
Yeah, and we have a lock for every application. And like I said earlier, if we don't have a feature you need, we can quickly incorporate.
Yeah, always customizable. That's the truth. How can I ask what are there some big brands that you've worked with here in Thailand, banks or in the region?
There are. Yeah. We did. I can't give you the names specifically because we signed
ones. Okay.
We signed NDAs.
Yeah. Okay. Smart man.
But we have supplied to some of the government. The government top top 3 banks in town.
And that's as much as he can say without needing a panic room. Okay, there it is.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Speaking of working with the government, you also do some work in like public transit systems,
Yes.
right? So what are you doing there, I guess? What are the services that you're providing to places like the BTS?
Yeah,
here in
we have pedestrian gates, pedestrian gates that you have to put your card or a ticket, and we have every entrance control imaginable, from facial recognition to QR codes to tickets, one-time use tickets, multiple use tickets. The configurations are endless.
Yeah.
All kinds of different styles and configurations of pedestrian gates, car park gates, stuff like that.
I'm going crazy because it seems like you guys are just, you got your fingers in everything over here. This is a wide range of services that you're offering to a wide range of clientele.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's very fascinating.
Basically, anything related to security, we can provide.
Sure seems like it.
Roadblocks, road blockers. We have road blockers that are above ground. We have retractable road blockers that can stop, 60-ton trucks at 70 kilometers an hour. We've got high security gates that we provide to some of the international factories and install for them as well. Anything related to high security,
this is your guy.
That's our area.
Fantastic. Can I ask you, what was the journey like then? So you started this company, what was it, 10 years ago?
Yep.
You were saying, like, what were you always offering these services right off the bat, or was there an evolution of what you were doing?
We grew. We started off with the cash management systems, which is Asia Cash Management System.
Right. It's right there in the name. Yeah.
That's what we're named after. And then as we went on, we had more suppliers coming to us and asking us if we would take their brand, take their brand on in the region or
That's sort of like
specific
a
countries.
supplier, right? Yeah.
So we've expanded from that. We started with cash management, then we moved into safes, vaults, bank vaults, safe deposit boxes for the banks, and all kinds of products, and then padlocks, child safety, industrial safety, and everything. It just grew from that.
So it's a snowball effect, right? If you build it, they start to come,
and people notice. Suppliers contact us on a regular basis, asking us if we would take on their products in certain countries or the region. But like I said earlier, I'm very selective on who we represent and the products, and we do a lot of our own testing before we go forward with any of the brands.
I mean, obviously, in a field like safety and security, reputation is key. Yeah. Obviously, nobody wants to take a risk on these things, so very important to maintain that reputation for good quality. So, anyways, sounds like you've built that reputation, and that's why people want to get on board with it.
Yep.
It's sort of do that quality signal that ACMS brings now. Yep. Very interesting. Well, you also do a little bit more on the consumer side then. Disc brake locks and chains for motorcycles?
Yeah, we have a range of motorcycle locks, disc brake locks. We even have chains and anchors, ground anchors for the big bikes, manual keys, and we also have electronics. So we have some of our disc brake locks. You can put it on your bike, and if somebody moves your bike, you'll get an alert on your mobile app that someone, your bike's being tampered with. Has obviously a built-in alarm and everything else. We have everything from the basic lock, just mechanical lock, to lock the disc brake, all the way up to electronic.
So where do you see most of the demand for these products coming from?
In the higher-end bike markets.
Right, your Ducatis and things like that.
The Harleys and Triumph, and, the high-end bikes, BMW.
This is going to be big news for the guys in the office. We have a lot of bike-obsessed boys in the production team that
we have plenty of ways to secure them.
There you go. Like that's good news for them. Yeah. I'll sell them on it. But it's so crazy to me that you're going everything all the way from panic rooms down to the bike locks. Like it is quite a range that you're servicing.
It's a wide range.
So all right, let's get a little broader then. What are some of the biggest security challenges that your clients face? And then how do you work to address them?
one of the biggest challenges is, getting the solutions before they need them. Is one of the biggest challenges, and that's where we come in. We try to proactively go into to the various customers and promote the products, because it's our goal to sell them, provide them the product before they need it.
Right. And then you have to do the battle of convincing them that they need it too. Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of times, security is one of the lowest budget items in any organization, and and one of the last things that they want to worry about or invest in until they need
happens.
it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of our business comes that way.
Yeah.
Comes
retroactive,
after
reactive.
the fact.
Yeah.
After the fact, which is is unfortunate because they've spent a lot more money than they could have if they had just bought invested in a solution prior.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, sure, do you get the health insurance or do you wait till you break your leg kind of thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest challenges is, trying to get people to understand what the risks are and how to mitigate the risk before it actually happens.
Yeah, so that takes some convincing, I imagine, because nobody really wants to think about the dark days, especially while they're doing well. So
Exactly.
yeah, but it does seem. Do you work directly with people, say, in companies? Do they have their own security advisors, or are you acting as that?
It varies by organization. Some of the, of course, the banks have their own security departments that we work with. Some of the large factories have their own security department. Some have people in the organization that are assigned to security but aren't that well versed, and we provide consultant service as part of our package.
Yeah,
to help them.
You're the expert, so it does make sense. Well, where do you see most of the demand coming for your products? Is it banks? Is it like are you working with governments more? Is it just the general consumer?
It's a good mix.
There you go. Don't have all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, it's a good mix. Yeah. We started off, and because of the way we developed the company, we started off mainly focusing on banks and government type, and then we've evolved into more consumer and end user type products, and then incorporated the safety products as well, the industrial safety, the child safety. So right today we have a pretty good spread throughout all segments.
Diversified.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. Where do you see the potential for the highest growth, maybe looking into the future? Where do you think these kinds of products and services are going to be utilized more, where maybe they are being underutilized today?
I think the highest potential are for products like this, for the utility companies, the cell phone providers. They have towers everywhere. They need to be secured because if an average person walks, it can cause bodily harm and or death.
Right.
So I think our big area, there's a lot of room in that segment for these. The other part that I would personally like to see grow is the industrial safety products, our lockout tagout products from ABUS. ABUS has the widest range of lockout tagout solutions of any company.
Can you describe that for the layman? Like I know what we're talking about, but
we have the products over here.
Which one is that? Let's bring it. Let's see if we're swapping these out.
Yep, both.
Both? Ooh, okay. It's like the briefcase from Pulp Fiction over here.
Yep. So lockout tagout products are meant to improve the safety inside the work environment, mostly for the technicians working on the machines, keeping the factory running, and so on and so forth. We have the widest variety of lockout tagout products of any company in the world. These are breaker lockouts. So if you're working on a machine, you turn the electric breaker off, you put this on, put a padlock on it, and you keep the key in your pocket. That way, if you're working on the machine, you don't have to worry about somebody coming, why is that electric off? Turns it on, and you get zapped. Right?
Makes sense.
So all of these are the same, same type of products, different applications. We have valve lockouts. We have big valves, small valves. We have plugs. You put this on a plug. You can see we have some demo board over there with the actual plugs and locks on them. And you put the padlocks on. Now, if you have multiple technicians working on the same machine, you can put one of these on, and each technician has their own lock. So if you finish, you take your lock off, but it's still locked by the technician who's still working. And like I said, all of these products are designed to keep the workers safe. So we've all heard stories of someone's working on a machine and somebody walks by and turns it on. We've heard it.
There goes a finger.
We've heard it, or a life.
Right.
We've all heard it, unfortunately. These are products designed to prevent that. And I think, not only in Thailand, but throughout Asia, there's a big need for these products. And it's our goal to provide them. So like something simple like this is a lockout tagout, or we call it Lotto for short.
Lotto. Lockout tagout. There it is.
Trying to get it out of there.
Hey, it's locking you out right now.
It is. So this you would put, you put your power cord into here. You lock it up, and put your padlock on. So if somebody walks by the factory floor and says, "Oh, why is this unplugged?" You can't plug it back in.
Right. There's a reason.
There's a reason. And a lot of these, we come with tags says lockout, do not operate. Put that on with your lock. Like I said, it's all. The technicians control their own safety.
It's a noble effort because obviously this is something, coming from the West, we see corners cut all the time. Like, where I think we get frustrated a little bit by there's red tape and things like that. But the old saying goes, right? Regulations are written in blood. And
unfortunately, that's true.
That is absolutely true. So these products actually have a very noble goal in mind to try and just make sure. We were just on shoot actually recently in a shipyard, and they had one of the signs up. It's been so and so many days since we've had a really bad accident, something like that. And I won't name the shipyard, but I will say it was not enough days to make me feel comfortable walking around there. So, but it's definitely a needed service, I think. And it's interesting. I never even heard of this concept before, and it makes a lot of sense.
It's quite common in the U.S. and in the U.S. and most Western countries, you have occupational safety and regulations and like in the U.S. you have OSHA that dictates or mandates that these type of products have to be used in industrial environments. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten to that point in Asia, but we're trying to get more knowledge into the market, more information into them, and proactively promote these and help improve worker safety here.
That's a very good effort, and hopefully you can find some early adopters that see a lot of good use out of this, and then hopefully the regulation follows, and then that's also a nice bit of business you'll be drumming up there too. So very, very interesting. So, all right, I want to tell you a story. I have a friend in Australia, and he is what is known as an ethical hacker, right? So what they do it's almost like they run little spy missions on companies and corporations. They just go in there and like go up to the secretary and like, oh yeah, I need to make an appointment. Oh, by the way, what's that over there? And they'll plug a USB thing into the computer, hack into their systems, get into their files. And then at the end, they're like, here's your blind spots. And sort of say, this is how you can protect against this. So much of security these days is focused on digital security. Is ACMS doing anything to approach this area of it?
We're not indirectly. We're not directly involved in that. Indirectly, we're involved because of the electronic security products that we develop and that we represent. We do work with third-party ethical hackers to try to, and we give them the products and say try to defeat it.
Right.
And that's how we gain our confidence and gain our trust of our customers. But for that's how our involvement in that area. So all of the electronic products that we sell and service are all highly encrypted using AES encryption technology, and we send them all for penetration testing and outsource, ethical hackers.
Yeah, what a term. Look, I love that.
To see if they can defeat it. And we, sometimes, as technology changes, the hacker side technology changes as well.
Right.
So, for example, the safe locks that we put on ATMs, on average, we have those tested every 3 months.
Staying up to date. Yeah.
And we attack tested every 3 months, because as technology changes, so does the attack methods.
Right.
So we always have to keep up with that. When there's a change and we find a potential vulnerability, then we make adjustments to the product.
It's just ever
Stay ahead of it.
a never-ending increase in sophistication. Which,
It is. You have to stay vigilant, and you have to keep your technology up to date to stay ahead of the threats.
Well, so speaking of that, have there been any recent sort of maybe security issues that have been plaguing the world that have influenced how you operate things here at ACMS? I mean, I think of things like, scams are a big problem these days for a lot of people, but it doesn't really seem like, that's where people are sort of voluntarily giving up a lot of stuff.
That's
it's on them.
human nature is
Right.
hard to secure.
But in terms of bank heists and things like that, are there any
We
major
have
concerns?
We have a lot of on the safe side of things. We've all seen news, even locally lately, in the last several months, of people having their homes broken into and their safes, their personal safes broken open, and so we have products we sell safes, obviously, that are much higher security than most options in the market, than the average. We also have a product called a safe monitor that you can put inside the safe, and it has a laser to monitor if somebody opens the door. It sends you a notification to your app. If it also has a vibration sensor. It has a temperature and humidity sensor as well.
Yeah.
So temperature, if there's a fire, obviously, or somebody's using a torch to
cut
in. Humidity, if you have high-end watches or cigars, that you want to keep the humidities to a certain level, you can set the settings on your app. Anything outside of the range you set, it sends you a notification.
Wow, that's impressive.
And that can be added on to any safe. Any existing safe.
So it doesn't need to be one of yours. It could be anywhere. Yeah, exactly. Very interesting. That's again something I never even considered before. And what's very cool is how integrated this all is with the old the smartphone technology. So how do you see the future of ththese security products? Are we going to see more integration with our phones and apps?
I think that's the future. IoT and smart technology and smart home technology, smart security. It's the way of the future. A lot of the products, we have smart locks for safes already. We have smart locks for your front door of your house, from simple deadbolt, biometric fingerprint lock, code, key, or app, up to a high-end full mortise lock, finger vein technology.
Can you explain that really quickly? Yeah. Finger vein.
Finger vein. The difference between fingerprint and vein. Fingerprint obviously takes your fingerprint.
Sure.
Finger vein scans the veins in your finger, which, unbeknownst to most people, your finger veins are more unique than your fingerprint.
Fingerprints can be lifted. I've seen plenty of spy movies. I know that's
exactly.
Danger.
The good thing about, the good thing about finger vein is if your hands are dirty or wet, it still works.
Oh,
if
cool.
your hands are dirty and you try to open a fingerprint lock, it's not going to work.
Huh, fair play.
So-
a little convenience there too. That's
And if
nice.
if you're wearing plastic gloves like a lot of us did during COVID,
Uh-huh.
you can still scan your finger vein
That's interesting. Like, yeah, so even
can't
like
scan
the
your
latex.
fingerprint,
That's
you know.
true.
because there's a barrier there.
I'm learning all sorts of things today, man.
So we have all from lower level security all the way up to the higher end smart locks. The high end smart locks that we use are all made of banking grade materials, made by the same company that makes the vault locks and ATM locks. That same technology is available to secure your house, the front door of your house.
You're in good company there. Then that
So-
makes sense. Wild. So yeah, let's talk about more of the consumer end of things. Then you said you guys have done a lot of like child safety products as well. Can you run me through a few of those?
Yeah, we have tons of safety products from Avis, child safety. It's a whole line of junior care products. We can cabinet doors, refrigerator doors. We have stove guards to prevent them from pulling the pot off of the stove and burning themselves. We have bed guards to keep them from falling off the beds. We have pot guards you can put, plant guards you put on the top so they don't dig in the dirt and, eat it.
Eat it, man. You took the words out of my mouth. Yeah.
We did it a lot, and we're still alive, but people are worried about that now. So, toilet training seats so they don't fall into the toilets. But all kinds of glass door locks, childproof locks, safety locks for the doors so that when the door closes, they don't pinch their fingers in the door, stuff like that. Whole range of.
You're bringing up a little bit of my trauma growing up. Yeah, where was this when I was younger?
Yeah, we survived it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but not without a lot of heartadeake. But
I guess we got the scars to prove it.
yeah, it's fine. We have survived. That's very cool though. Child proofing. I don't know. Do you have kids? I was gonna ask.
I do. They're quite grown now.
Grown now, yeah. But no, I don't. But I still feel like I might need some of these just for my own safeties. We'll see.
But yeah, we have wide range of baby safety, child safety products, and of course the bicycle helmets.
Right. Yeah. That's yeah. Do you guys? So the bicycle helmets.
For children and adults, we have adult
yeah.
helmets as well.
No scooter helmets.
For low speed scooters, I think these helmets should be okay.
Do the trick. Yeah. Cool. Well, I wanted to ask you about the this cool truck you got out here. Can you tell me what's going on with that thing?
Yeah, that's a truck. We built this truck. We bought it from Tata. The local Tata distributor imported it from India for us. We had it fully customized and turned it into a mobile lock shop. We put our products on there. We take it to exhibitions. We took it to the mom and baby show to exhibit all of the child safety products back in July. We also on the weekends take it to condominium areas, and rent the space and
Just set up shop.
Yeah, we were at W District last week.
Love
last
W
weekend.
District. Yeah.
This next weekend will be in front of Buntawan in Bang Na, Bang Pli. So this truck can go everywhere, and we can change the products that we display on it to whatever we're focusing on. But we have actual products on there, actual working demonstration. All the smart locks are actually installed on physical doors on the truck for demonstration purposes and stuff like that.
That's pretty cool. You can take the show on the road and let people see exactly what they're missing out on. Yeah.
And it's branded. It's all branded in special colors. The front of it's painted like a Thai flag. To symbolize we're a Thai company.
There we are. Yeah, that's
a little bit of national pride there.
That's wonderful.
Sure.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. We were talking a little bit about it earlier before the show. That speaking of national pride, things like that. You've worked in other countries as well. I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about the work you did in India and how you were able to bring sort of push forward some regulations that sort of improved the status quo over there. Can you tell me that story?
Yeah, I've been working in the India market since 2010, roughly, and primarily in the banks and ATM segments. We worked with the the central bank or the banking authority in India to lobby for higher level of security or protection for the ATMs in India. They had a lot of internal thefts, a lot of external attacks as well, and we were proactively lobbying the Reserve Bank to implement policy to bring the level of security to a higher standard. Finally, after some years, they sent out recommendations to all of the banks that they should use one-time code locks on their ATMs, as well as CCTV cameras and other protective requirements for ATMs. They sent a recommendation to the banks. Now, most of the time when the central bank sends out recommendations, the banks take those on. You always have some outliers who don't want to invest, don't want to spend the money. Finally, 3 or 4 years ago, they made that a mandatory policy. So, now all of the security situation and environment of every ATM in India is very good and very high secured.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's one of those things where, okay, you have a problem, obviously, you're dealing with all of these internal, external attacks. There's a solution here.
And it's our job to sell that before it becomes a bigger problem.
Right.
And that's India is one of our success stories. We've done similar things in the Philippines and Vietnam as well.
So Thailand, I'm sure, is not too far off in the future.
We're working on it.
Yeah, one step at a time. I'm sure. We've
had a lot of conversations, but these take time.
Yeah, of course. The patience is also key too. So good luck in that effort for sure. Well, just sort of wrapping things up a little bit, I wanted to ask, what advice would you give to businesses that are looking to improve their security systems, just in general?
Ask questions. Ask more questions. Ask more technical questions. And if the company you're discussing with cannot provide good and fast answers to those questions, keep looking. That's the best advice I can give.
Yeah, right. That's a sign of expertise is the rapidness of the response that you're receiving,
and the quality of the response. There's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of misrepresentation in this industry, and a lot lot I don't want to say bad actors, but
I'll say it. Bad actors. There's some. Sure.
There are some.
In any industry, there are.
Yeah, there are some, and there's people that will say, "Oh, this is good for this and this and this," when it's clearly not.
Right.
So my advice to any consumer, if you're buying any security product, ask detailed technical questions. If the person selling it to you is not able to answer those technical questions, you probably should keep looking.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it's a wide market, and it's important to stand out on the quality of your own knowledge, I think, too. How can people utilize a lot of these services and products to improve security in their day-to-day lives? And maybe not a business, but just, from the everyday person walking around.
Day-to-day life, smart home locks are a great option. Put it on your house. You got multiple users, depending on which lock you choose. Your children can access with the fingerprint or the mobile app. You can monitor on your mobile app. Are your kids home? He came home at this time, or And if you're away from the house and you need a delivery maid or a service call or a maid or a domestic helper to come into your premises, you can give them a one-time code and monitor their activity on your app. So that gives you a lot more flexibility and a lot more security and peace of mind from a personal day-to-day perspective.
Yeah, very interesting how integrated these systems are and how easy it is to, it's your life, it's your stuff. You want to be able to monitor it. So,
And the camera systems are the same. You can have instant access to the cameras on your mobile. You can see what's going on. You have audio. Some of the cameras have audio, so you can hear what's going on. You can talk. Two-way communication.
where's that disembodied voice coming from?
We have dogs at home, and when we're out, we check on them, and if they're being, start barking, we talk to them, and it calms them down.
That is interesting. I've seen that happen plenty of times, and it's funny that it can have that effect. And it's just a new world of technology, and how we utilize it is. For me, I like to think of it as a very positive entrance into our lives. So I think, very cool stuff. I wanted to ask, before I get to the wrapping up part, what should people do for those that wanting to learn more about ACMS and potentially working with you as a partner, either for personal or for businesses?
Yep. Contact us. Our website has all our contact details. We have 2 Facebook accounts, our main account and ACMS Discovery Center, which is where we're sitting today. Our showroom. We're on TikTok, Instagram, every social media, TikTok, Instagram.
Now you're talking my language. Very good.
X.
X, formerly known as Twitter. Yeah,
we're on all of the social media sites, and post on there daily. On Facebook, particularly daily updates. So you can go check our Facebook page, see all of the videos and the different products. So we have
easy to reach out and set up an appointment too. I think,
and contact us online. We have a line official account at ACMS.
That's nice and simple. I love a good acronym. That's great. Well, cool. Well, before I wrap up, I did want to ask you a couple of questions, American to American, a little lighthearted just here at the end. You sound North Carolina, Pennsylvania. That's where you're from.
Yep. East Coast.
Who's your college football team? If you had to pick.
Don't laugh.
No promises.
No, not a good one. NC State.
North Carolina, that's all right. Better at basketball, I think.
Duke, for basketball.
Oh, Duke for basketball, fair enough. I am loyal to my university for both football and basketball. Go Gators!
There you go.
UF. I was winning national champ. They're not so great these days, but when I was there, we were winning national championships. That's wonderful. What is something that you miss about America first? And then I'll ask you, what is something you don't miss about it? Let's go with the good ones first.
I miss the ease of getting around. You can jump in your car and drive pretty unrestricted, unconstrained, pretty much all over the country in pretty short amount of time. In Thailand, it depends on the time of the day and whether or not a road's blocked for various reasons. Or whatever. It's very unpredictable driving here.
It's very predictable in the wrong direction for me.
Traffic jams. So I miss that. The freedom. The ease of driving.
Fair play.
And getting around. What I don't miss is the cold weather.
Fair play. I'm from Florida, so this is par for the course for me.
I enjoy this. If I never see snow again, I'm okay with that.
Fair enough. Well, Scott, anyways, that was a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much for coming onto the show. Everybody, please check out ACMS. If you have any security needs for your business, for your personal, whatever it is, these guys have you covered. So come check them out. And Scott here will take care of you.
Yeah, we'll be happy to help any way we can.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks.
Perfect. Cool.
That's right.